Hello, everybody. TT here, singing along to the Universal song. Yeah, I just made this up. I'm a super duck. What? That was a super horrible song that I just wrote for you guys in the morning. I think I'm gonna sing you a horrible song every morning. How does that sound? I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Let's see. Oh yeah! Let's simplify life a little bit. Here's an equation. If we don't have this peace, this self-love, this self-acceptance in our heart, we will grab for the next best thing. Maybe drugs, maybe sex, maybe driving fast, gambling, spending money, getting into mischief, doing something physically dangerous, maybe a thrill that you could die from. So we can see that when we don't have this peace, this acceptance, this self-love, that's where problems start in our lives. That's when we do things that hurt other people and hurt ourselves. So how do we get this peace, this self-love, this inner awesomeness? Don't self-loathe. Don't criticize yourself. Don't put a negative tint to everything that happens to you. Now, it doesn't work that easy. We can't just say don't do something. We can't think about not doing something. That's the same as thinking about doing it. What we're going to do is we're going to fill our consciousness up with something else. We're going to fill our minds up with something else. When we start talking nicely to ourselves, it's kind of the same result as other people talking nicely to us. Other people telling us that they love us, that they think we're great. In a way, it doesn't really matter what other people tell you. If you don't internalize it, if you don't allow yourself the peace of self-love, it doesn't really matter what they're saying. So we're going to practice saying it on the inside. And you know what? We're going to do it even if it doesn't totally feel true. We're going to tell ourselves that we love ourselves. Maybe just treat ourselves like someone we care about. Oh, do not worry, TT. Don't worry. You're okay. I love you. I love you, TT. You're doing so good. You've done the best you can with what you had, TT. Don't be hard on yourself. I love you. You're worth caring for, TT. Don't be that drill sergeant to yourself. Allow yourself some rest. You're beautiful, you're perfect now. We don't need to accomplish anything. We only need that feeling of peace and acceptance. That will get us to our most capable state. So that's one way we can talk to ourselves very nicely. We can also turn everything into a positive. So I had to go to the auto mechanic today to drop off my car because there was a check engine light. So I turned that into a positive. Oh, good. Oh, this is wonderful. Now I can take care of changing my oil, which I'm due for. Now I can take care of this other light that came on 2 days ago that I've been worried about. Actually, my tires are kind of balding right now. Oh, this is so fortunate. So I immediately take the car in, doing all that stuff. So everything that we think, try to turn it into something positive. Another thing we can do is we can free ourselves of the expectations of other people. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's right or wrong. No one does. We're all lost. Understand that. Do not give anybody else power of control over you. If you're worried about what other people think, I'm telling you right now, I think it's totally fine with letting that go. You can pick it up later. It'll still be there. Don't worry about that. But I think it's totally fine to let it go for a few minutes. I think it's totally fine to let it go for an hour. And I believe that you can do all these things. I also think it's okay to let it go forever. Because it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me to hold the criticisms or the suspected criticisms of others in my mind. It brings me down. It makes stuff that I want to have happen in my life not happen. So that's why I'm okay with letting it go completely. What happens is that when I let go of those people's judgments and their expectations, the freedom that I get from that, I end up impressing them on accident, not even trying. So forget about them. They're lost too. We're all lost. Acceptance of this being lost turns it into this amazing journey, this amazing adventure. Lacking this peace, this internal peace, self-love, acceptance, ends up making me do bad things because I try for the next best thing. For me, it was alcohol, one example. Clearly, that causes problems. I don't even need to explain that to you. And I ended up hurting people and doing bad things, doing things that are wrong. But I've completely forgiven myself. That's crucial in stopping those bad things. It is crucial in stopping those bad things for you to have inner forgiveness. Because when we have true inner forgiveness, now that emptiness is filled with the only thing it can be filled with, and that's that peace, inner self-love, inner acceptance. Then the negative behaviors stop. And this is why I can confidently say that I have forgiveness for people that have done the worst things ever. I have forgiveness for people that nobody else has forgiveness for. The reason why is because I'm hoping they'll find that inner forgiveness, that inner peace, that inner self-love. It's the only thing that stopped me from my path of negativity. That changed a depressed, negative person that was hurting himself and everybody around him. That changed that. Self-forgiveness was the only thing. If I continued to have guilt and to criticize myself and ridicule myself for the mistakes that I've made, then I would never be able to cure them. Then I would never be able to stop the cycle. The self-loathing is the opposite of this self-love, this peace, this inner acceptance. Self-loathing causes these negative behaviors that end up hurting other people. That's why I have forgiveness for people that have done the unforgivable. It's science to me. Through experiments within myself, I have found it is the only thing that stops those negative behaviors. We can do a whole list of things. There's just countless things that you could try to do to try to rehabilitate a person. There's so many different things you could do. There's a billion books on it. Maybe I'm exaggerating. There's 30 million books on it. Okay? I tried 30 years worth of things to discover that if I wanted to become a better person in my own mind, my own ideal view of a person, if I wanted to become closer to that and stop the negative behaviors that I didn't want to do, that I was ashamed of, self-forgiveness through my scientific process of experimentation on myself has proven to be the most effective strategy that I've ever tried. The part about it that isn't science is that embodiment of the forgiveness. We can understand it intellectually through science. Science is sort of suspended in the intellectual world. Oh man, I totally lost track about what I was talking about. And I used to have these internal voices that were saying like, you're stupid, why are you so dumb for forgetting what you're talking about? But I have learned to not let those voices come in. And the cool thing is because those voices aren't there, when I forget what I'm talking about, it's just peace. It's just peace. So something that I had as a very little child that I thought was like had a mental disorder because my mind would just erase. Anxiety would kind of do it. It would just erase. What it was forced meditation by my body. So my body's always been taking care of me, and it taught me to meditate at a very young age because I was a very stressed out child, so anxious, so unhappy. So my body taught me to meditate and forced me into it by erasing my mind. And it's done it a number of times when I thought I was an idiot. My mind was like, you're dumb for that. You're dumb. Because I couldn't pay attention in school because of those things. I couldn't do well in tests because of that kind of thing, my mind erasing. So I was also taught that was unintelligent or a mental disorder or a learning disability or whatever they want to call it. But it was an absolute blessing and gift that my body gave me. And now that I know what it is, when my mind erases, I just know, oh, okay. I was getting too anxious in what I was talking about. I was getting too excited. Anxiety, excitement, same thing. And so my mind dumped everything. And now, I don't have the typical human condition, so I don't start criticizing myself when my mind erases. Like, oh no, I'm getting Alzheimer's, early onset Alzheimer's. No, like, thank you, body, for reminding me that peace is the only way. Thank you for reminding me that peace is my home, and that if I don't go back to peace often or as much as possible, then I will feel lacking. I will constantly be needing something, and I will constantly search for something out there to satisfy that need. You are that thing you need. You're beautiful, you're perfect now, We don't need to accomplish anything. We only need that feeling of peace and acceptance. That will get us to our most capable state.